St. Louis, a young single mother whose self-esteem is very low, she desperately looking for a companion and started swiping on the internet. She instantly found a man 27 years her senior. The woman had a 5-month-old baby girl. People would think she loved this girl like normal mother in the world. But darkness is about to unveil. The old man she met online, whose name Kenneth M. Kyle, a college professor from California, has these sick fantasies. He easily charmed her to participate the insane fantasies. The two tormented the little human and shattered her pure innocence. Kenneth Kyle was not just a typical offender. He was in fact a serial. Cybercrime investigators found hundreds of child on his computers. The old man was arrested and sentenced to 37 and a half years in jail. Investigators also found information that led them to the St. Louis area, where Kyle had visited the young single mother. During those visits, prosecutors say the young mother, whose name Tessa Beblera, was so afraid of being rejected by others that she also allowed Kyle to choke, burn, and urinate on her. Tessa's defense attorneys tried to convince the judge that she had dependent personality disorder, but this victim mentality claims was failed. She was given 2 life sentences for allowing her man to have with her helpless baby. Prosecutors said Tessa exercised free will when she started communicating online with Kyle. She also carved his name in her arm at his request, but refused when he suggested. They also spoke with another man who sent her and invited him to also come and have with her infant child. But good thing that was arrested before they could do such a heinous act again. The infant, who is now 3 years old, was placed with a foster mother who has since adopted her. The foster mother said bathing the child or changing her diaper initially would cause her to scream, and that she still suffers from night terrors. She also asked each and every night at bedtime to make sure that no one else comes in the house. Leaving aside the argument for capital punishment, if this has consecutive life sentences means she will never ever see the outside world, then that sounds about right. However, 37 and a half years for a repeatedly 5-month-old child seems downright offensive. There is no way in hell someone convicted of that should ever be allowed freedom again. In Claremont County, an Ohio couple who loved sugary food so much that the wife ended up being diabetic. The couple, whose name Tamara Banks and Christopher Hope, they have a 4-year-old girl whose name was Carmody, and their tribute shows a happy girl with her mom and dad who seems to be a loving parents. People would think they are so sweet, your heart would melt, but darkness is about to unveil. In real life, the couple seems to have no effort of taking care of their children, and preparing food could be more exhausting for them. So Mother Tamara only feed her child through a baby bottle filled with baby formula. Over time, her child needed to eat real food. Mother Tamara added Mountain Dew to her bottle long after the girl should have been weaned off. Understanding the situation of Mother Tamara, that it's not easy to care a child while she too can take care of herself. Feeding her child with real food could require more effort, so the best thing she could do was feeding her little human only through a baby bottle. Eventually, the poor child suffered a little complications, as a prosecutor described it as one of the most tragic cases they have ever encountered. The coroner determined the cause of death was diabetic ketoacidosis, a life-threatening condition that affects people with diabetes. Alongside the 4-year-old's diabetes, Carmody also suffered from a condition that caused her teeth to dissolve. The girl was showing signs of a serious medical issue for days, but her parents didn't call 911 until she turned blue and stopped breathing. She was taken to hospital where she was declared brain dead. Carmody suffered neglect and abuse for most of her short life and was denied proper nutrition and medical care. Despite Carmedy's lack of medical treatment, a prosecutor said Tamara regularly refilled her own prescriptions, even had doctors visit her apartment to ensure that her medical needs were met. Prosecutors also said that the couple has older children who suffered similar incidents in their care, including a son who fell into a coma at age 4 from undiagnosed diabetes. The son was neglected even after waking up from the coma. At her sentencing hearing, the judge pointed to her son's previous condition as the reason that she should have known to help Carmody. However, Tamara said, Tamara Banks was sentenced up to 13 years in jail. Carmody's father, Christopher Hope, who can be seen in this picture in front of a coffee table loaded with Mountain Dew and junk food. The old man seems he doesn't really care for his family at all. He also pleaded guilty and could face the same fate as his wife. In Leeds, City of England, 3 generations of family living in this apartment. People would think this family are just normal family. But darkness is about to unveil. "18-year-old Jordan, along with his mysterious baby brother, were kept in this room. According to court documents, Jordan was a typical teenager. But when he was 16, his mother took him out of school, assuring he better be homeschooled. The mother's decision had a huge impact to Jordan's mental health. His mother turning him to someone who had been held in a World War II extermination camp. From this to this, Jordan had wasted away at the hands of his wicked family. He was found dead on the felty air mattress, wearing a soiled nappy, and was weighing just 6 stone. The poor young man supposedly would have turned 19, but died days before reaching his birthday. His mother didn't seem bothered as the medics tried to save him and told the 911 operator. A woman from ambulance service told the judge that the mother and the grand showed no emotion when Jordan went into cardiac arrest. The grand was watching TV, while the mom was calm in the kitchen as her son gasped for breath. One police said that due to lack of emotion and some sort of things they said, he thought the whole family had some sort of mental health issue. The mother asked the police about the funeral cause. She also said that she didn't know she was pregnant with him until the point she was giving birth. Abigail, who arrived at the scene, was also questioned by police. She said Jordan had slept on the felty air mattress for 3 months. This was longer than 2 weeks, which the mother and the grand had said. As the officers continued to investigate his room, they found a small backpack within which plastic bags inside plastic bags. Police were shocked to discover a tiny bones of a dead baby boy. The heartless mother, grand, and sister were sat quietly in the dock, all facing principal charges of manslaughter. In Kettering, town of England, a tag dad was full of himself, claiming he was abused as a child, and that made him create an alter ego. Rocky Ussel said the ghost-like person has taken control of his body since he was a child. This alter ego made him confident to find a woman and of course, confident for him to do such a heinous act. Though he believes his alter ego shield is strong, darkness is about to unveil. The man had a daughter whose name was Isabel. For a man who only thinks about himself, life was just easy and fun until baby Isabel was born. During the first 5 weeks of her life, the couple was bothered by her cries. According to court documents, Ozell squeezed and after a ghost-like person called Mac told him to get rid of her. The tag dad lost count of how many times she was shaken. The mother, Catherine Prigmore, even more twisted, she also participated in the abuse. Shockingly, even with their child lay badly injured in hospital, the couple were overheard saying it would give them chance to go for Nando's. Facing with a jail sentence, the shameless pair both pleaded guilty. Their defense attorney failed to convince the jury that Ozell might have created the alter ego as an imaginary protector. The judge also concluded that there was a sadistic element to the abuse that left the girl confined to a wheelchair for the rest of her life. Rocky Ozell was jailed for 8.5 years. Catherine Prigmore was only sentenced to 28 months in jail. A mom and dad from Indiana, who seems to be an inspiring couple, people would think they would love their children for sure. But darkness is about to unveil. The couple whose name Mateo and Jessica Wagner, they live in this house along with Jessica's 2 other children from ex-lover. The two had a child of their own and was named Zoe. At the time of her death, the child's babysitter called 911, saying the baby was blue and not breathing. When police arrived at their home, they found the child's mother, Jessica Wagner, in an alley, crying. Inside the house, they found the body of the child. Jessica insisted that a week ago, the baby was dropped by a babysitter. Mother Jessica and the babysitter both agreed the baby was fine and decided not bringing her to hospital. 3 days after the incident, the suspicious mother told detectives that her baby was sleeping a lot. They never thought that much, insisting the baby always sick after they had moved to another house. The child was pronounced dead at the hospital. Court documents say, as the 2 parents were sitting outside, Jessica was overheard comforting Matthew, saying, but when facing the autopsy result, their story changed. The two began blaming each other. Matthew told investigators that Jessica beat Zoe almost every day. Jessica holds that Matthew has bipolar disorder and has even hit her in the past. Both of the child's arms had been broken, very inconsistent to what Jessica's story, which found out later by investigators that the babysitter were non-existent. Meanwhile, in Matthew's alibi, he said he took Zoe with him to a nearby gas station just hours before the police came to their home. He said the child had been fine. However, witnesses at the gas station told the police that it looked like the child may already been dead. It found out that the couple were concerned that CPS would become involved, since Matthew has a pending child exploitation charges in Henry County. Mother Jessica was aware of his crime history and instead allowed this man to live with her and allowed him access to her two other children, aged 9 and 12. The worst parent was facing murder and neglect charges. Matthew was sentenced to 65.5 years. Jessica was sentenced to 25 years in jail.